Hi, Kim.
Hello, Jill.
We're back.
Mm. Ah, Jill and Kim, one Harmonic Hole, back for another storytelling session.
Yeah, storytelling.
Hmm, that just came out of my mouth.
I like it.
Okay. Um, the story for today is, are you 80%? Are you 20%? I'm finding out that I'm not 20% today.
20%. The hell are you I mean, what the heck are you talking about?
Ah, yeah. So,
there's this
ooh,
there's this principle called the Pareto Principle. That's the 80-20.
yeah.
And it's been used for so long in so many different ways. And Kim and I have been playing with the 80-20 and had a really fun little microphone moment before here where Kim got lost in the 80%. That's just not her thing.
Correct. Yeah, I had to put two pieces together. We've been doing this for quite a while.
For weeks.
And I am,
Two pieces of a microphone.
yes, trying to put this together. And for whatever reason, every single time, they just don't go together. Hand it over to Jill. She pops it right together. I'm like, I'm literally saying in my head, that is exactly the way I'm doing it. So that is, I am part of the 80%.
For this particular topic,
Yes.
I looked at her and said, "You're no good at it. Get over it." Popped it in and handed it to her and she laughed. Because it's just funny how we fight those things
Yes.
we're not that good at. We're like, I'm going to make that work.
Yep.
I'm going to hammer a
Yep.
a square peg into a round hole, which is fun sometimes. It is fun from time to time to take on a challenge like that. Most times, though, energetically, it sucks us down into some frustration. It like sucks away
Yep.
enjoyment, entertainment. It sure is not like winning the lottery, I'll tell you that much.
Nope. Not even close. Nope. I had an experience today where I felt like, wow, this is awesome. Like I just, in essence, won the lottery.
You actually did win the lottery. Like
Yeah.
it's in like the example is literally an example about money. Yeah, Kim won.
Yeah. Um,
In a scenario and situation where you shouldn't have really won that.
correct.
That's lottery, that's gambling.
Yep.
It's, like the odds were against you and you won. And it's thrilling when that happens.
But it's not like I was, say, playing the lottery. I wasn't having a scratch off in my hand. I wasn't at the casino by any means. But in life, something happened in life where I literally got money back in return that I was not expecting.
Yeah.
But I was still playing the game of life. Like I was still present. I still like was anticipating to make a payment.
Yep. Yep. But I feel like
Yep.
screeching tires right now. Stop what you're doing. Let's back up.
Uh-huh.
Telling a story. Go way back in time here. Okay, not that far back, but maybe like a year.
Yep.
The 80-20. Over the course of the year, Kim was playing in this field with this now lottery win today. You weren't looking at it then, though, as a lottery. You weren't saying, oh, I'm playing the lottery, but you were playing the energy
Yep.
of it. And in the 80-20% thing is that the energy of this, what should we call this topic? What are we calling this thing?
Hmm.
It's a bill.
Yeah.
That's lame.
I almost don't want to give it words.
Okay.
This is weird.
Yeah. Well, it is a bill, so do with
Yeah.
it what you want. Call
Yep.
it that.
Yep.
It's a duck. Kim has a duck showing up in her life a year ago. She has an 80-20 choice in the moment. The 80-20 represents how she's going to play with the energy of that moment. Is she going to run after the duck and yell and scream at it and scare it away? Or is she going to stay in the 20%, the real like light-hearted, I enjoy this. This is fun. Let me talk sweetness to the duck and see if it'll come closer to me.
Oh, you know how you picked that one up.
I do.
Like so odd. Yep. Yeah.
I'd like to thank Kim's son for the duck.
Yes. He's not listening to this. He doesn't listen to
No.
this podcast, but like,
So you're
Yep.
going to sweet talk the duck?
Yep.
Or you're going to chase the duck away? So these are your little lottery wins, if you will, in the moment over the course of the last year. Kim continuously chose what we're calling the 20%, the little, I call micro jackpot wins. And this was a topic that really could have spun you off into the 80%. The 80% is this: you're yelling at the duck, you're blaming the duck, it's unfair.
Yeah.
It's
I can't get the microphone to work.
oh same
Yep.
same energy.
Yep.
So what are you doing over the year, Kim? Tell us a story.
So
Weave us a story.
it's the initial is like, I don't like the duck. You know, I will.
Stupid duck.
Yep. Exactly. It's
Poor
just
duck didn't do nothing wrong.
right. Just the duck's just showing up every single day. It's there for me. But what, if I start yelling at it, like I consented to have this duck in my life.
You actually invited this duck into your life. It didn't just randomly show up. You literally went out there and said, I want this duck.
Yep.
And it showed up. And it was
Yep.
like, all right, you said you wanted me. Here I am. Then you could have turned around and yelled at the duck.
Yep.
But did you?
Sometimes, yes. I will admit. There was times where I did.
Kim's not perfect.
Right. Because the duck didn't always do what I wanted the duck to do. So maybe he pooped in the wrong spot.
So the duck did life. Because that's how life works.
Yes.
We don't always get our way.
Right. And he's just trying to manage his own life over there. He's just trying to do his own thing.
And sometimes we love what's happening, and sometimes we're really annoyed by it. And that's what happens.
Yep. That's life.
Mm-hmm.
So recently, I've actually become a little bit less annoyed by the duck. I've kind of let the duck do his thing, whatever. It is what it is. Okay. I can't change how the duck wants to sit. I can't change how the duck wants to poop. I can't change its personality.
The duck is a duck.
Yeah.
And you accepted the duck.
Yep. And
that's a 20% move, by the way, people.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
And I just kind of let it be. Like, it is what it is. We can't change somebody else's personality. We can't change if you're driving down the road, somebody is cutting you off, but you can change your perceptions and your judgments.
Yeah. And it's, here's the thing that I get right away when you talk about someone cutting you off.
Yep.
It's the duck, metaphorically. I
Yep.
consented. I'm on the road. I'm driving. I'm
Yep.
going to have moments where people cut me off.
Yep.
And you know what? Do what you want with that moment. Sometimes you need to swear at the person, to get that frustration out.
Yep.
You do what you want where you're not harming someone else, but don't go do road rage on them.
Right. Yeah. Now the duck's just flapping his wings all around you and screaming at you.
Exactly.
That sounds like a dog. That's not a duck. Quack, 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 quack. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. If I were to continue to judge, that duck might come after me and now start biting at my ankles and start just nipping at me and just creating a little bit more hell in my life.
Chaos.
Yeah.
Which is really kind of funny because a lot of the energy of the beginning portions of this podcast has been quite chaotic.
Yeah.
And now it's suddenly starting to calm.
Mm-hmm.
Can you feel that?
Absolutely. So now I have my duck on my side. Now I'm friends with my duck.
And just like in this story, you accepted the duck as the duck and you didn't have to do anything else. You didn't change the duck. The duck still poops where you don't want it to.
Yep. It does.
And you're totally like blissed out with the duck. You're like, there's the duck. I brought it into my life and here it is. And it's in all its glory, including duck poop.
Now. Wow. Okay. I'm kind of getting called out. So I'm looking at this duck and I'm like, ooh, you're my friend now. And they're like, don't go to that extreme. Because now you're going, what is a friendship to you? So the perceptions of friendship, I might be getting skewed or mixed in with this, like, oh, now I like the duck.
Right.
And
When the duck is over here just going, I'm just a duck. I really don't care if you like me or not. I'm just like, the
yep,
duck has a purpose and it's there. And it's like, why are you adding all this other stuff to it?
yep. Now I want to try to go and put on all my emotions and like, oh, I love you. Now I'm going back into the 80%.
Yeah. And this duck,
Yep.
just for the story, this is not a pet.
No, no, it's not.
It's not a friend.
No.
That's where you're accepting this, I was going to say poor little duck. The duck's like, don't call me poor.
Nope. Oh,
Oh,
everybody's probably really confused right now. But yet, some are getting it. Some are getting the underlining energy that's coming through on this.
well, I want to
Well,
know, how does a duck align with me winning the lottery?
right, right. Um, so 80% of us are walking around the world and we're just there. We still have judgments, we still have reservations, we still have that, oh, I'm not quite for sure if I wanna do that or if I wanna take that job. Like we get in our head. The 20% are like, hmm, what's over there? I'm intrigued by what's over there. And I'm not gonna let my fear get in my way. I'm gonna try to test this water, not even test. I'm gonna jump into this water over here. This water might look more murky, but I see the people that are coming out of that 20% out of that water, and they look more clean and more crisp. They might be, wow. Ooh, I see people walking out like dressing really nice, like they walked in with crappy clothes, and all of a sudden they're walking out like Jesus has arrived.
Wow. Wow.
Um, like going into some of this, what might look a little murky, might look a little undefined.
It's chaotic.
Yes.
It can feel very chaotic, but it's actually, when you kind of play with it, like it's a story.
Yeah.
When you call it a duck
Yep.
and you let the duck be the duck, it starts to come into focus. Start getting some clarity about it.
Yep.
You're no longer, like you said, in your head. You're more in the experience of what's happening right now.
Comes down to curiosity.
And
Like
you,
a part of it really comes down to, are you curious? Are you curious as to what else potentially that you can do?
so
What is your potential?
that's what you, I'd bring this to your story here of, that's what you did with this duck over the last year, is instead of yelling at it, we've already established you invited the duck into your life. It's not
Yep.
your friend, but you invited it into your life. And this duck brings you a bill.
Yep.
Oh, funny, duck bill.
Exactly. Yep. Well, so when you said doc, that's why I went instantly to the bill thing, and then my whole son. Yep. 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 Hmm.
And instead of you sitting in what's very classically the 80% is that we tend to grumble, complain, yell at the duck, deal with the bill, and do that over and over and over again, you got very curious and playful with it. That's the 20%.
Hmm.
You decided, you walked into the water all dirty and said, I'm not going to do this again. I'm not going to do what I've done every other time.
Yep.
With this duck and yell at it. I get it, poops. I have duck poop all over me because I've been fighting with the duck. And you walked into the fountain, very curious,
Yep.
or into the water, and was like, let's see what's over here if I get this duck poop off. I mean, you got curious and playful, and you didn't ask the situation to change at all,
No.
but you did change. You jumped over into the 20%. You came out of that water with the duck poop off of you.
Yep.
We told you we were going to weave a story for you.
Yep.
We hope you're following us because we love you and so glad you're listening.
Great.
And when you came out of the water and no more duck poop on you,
Right.
you were able to be, each time you did that, you were more and more playful with the energy around it. And what I saw, Kim, was you did this for about a year. Was it a year and a half? Has it been that long, or just a year? Be a year this summer, maybe? Doesn't matter.
A little longer.
Okay.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, so let me share it this way. Every time you walked into the water full of duck poop to wash off was a little micro win. It was a little micro jackpot. Kim made her own win, her own payoff in that moment. She said, I'm going to take something I don't necessarily like. I'm going to be fun and playful and as curious as I can be about it. That might have started with grumbling and worked its way towards entertainment, wanting it to be your friend, and then working its way to it just is what it is. However that story unfolded, because there's infinite ways for story arcs to unfold. Kim's unfolded the way that it did. And all of a sudden, here you are months later. You actually won the lottery with this bill, something that you couldn't have made happen.
Nope.
But you
Energetically
allowed it to come through. And not only for it to come through, but for you to be like, I won the lottery. And you're excited about it. Where, let me just paint the other story. If Kim hadn't have gone into the water to wash off the duck poop time after time after time, because that's usually how we do it. We get the duck poop off and then we put it right back on ourselves again.
Yep.
We just tended to put a little less each time.
Yep.
We're just learning, figuring stuff out, exploring.
Yep. And that, I mean, that still lottery could have came. It
Yes.
really could have came.
Still would have showed up.
Yep. But I could have been in like, well, fine. Finally, I got a little break off of this.
You're smearing
like,
duck poop all over it. That's messy.
Oh, yeah. I could have tainted that sucker so well.
We are trying to give chaos.
Yep.
Actual like frame, like story, like the duck, the poop, like that. It represents like the chaos, that the seeming chaos around us, the noise in our heads that won't stop.
Yep. And instead, we embraced the 20%, the
Wash it off.
excitement of actually receiving without having to give in this particular way. I didn't have to like give something to get it back. I mean, in reality, yes, I did, but in true essence, I did not. Because
Not really. You gave,
was-
if you gave anything, you gave your own energy, is what you gave. Everything else was something you already agreed to.
yes,
So that was like already there.
yep.
Yeah, yeah, it's so fun. It's so fun how much you played with this, Kim. As I saw you like traveling through this, there was a point that you just got to no emotion about it, no judgment, complete and total acceptance. I invited this duck into my life, and the duck is just the duck. And that moment shifted so that when this showed up today, it felt like a lottery to you. It feels that exhilarating win, if you will. And it's a game. If you would have known you were going to win all along, you would be bored by it.
Right.
The possibility that, believe it or not, the possibility that you might lose is what makes it fun.
It does.
Yep. We don't like losing, but the possibility, we love winning. But you can only win with the possibility of losing. You were at one point kind of upset about the possibility of losing. You even turned that into what I call a micro jackpot. That's where you were just like, don't care. That was your own win with it. And all of this were really like, you played with the energy of it. You were curious. This is Kim's magic. She does this all the time. Well, she doesn't call it her magic, but I do. I can say this. I'm going to tell everyone now, Kim plays with ducks.
I do. And I'll smear that poop around if I need to.
She'll smear duck poop on you if she has to. Now we know you want to work with her. Just saying that.
Oh my goodness. Jill has had the luxury over the last couple of years to try and figure out this head of mine and put it into context. And this is her like, ooh, knight in shining armor time. It's like I'm putting on this like beautiful armor. Like I'm getting prepared to meet the king and queen. Like I gotta look gorgeous. Whew.
We got to get that duck poop off of us then. Oh yeah. We got a show to go on, to show up to. And we got to be looking good.
Oh yeah. Yep, I got all my finest clothing on right now. And I'm gonna go see Jill.
All right.
And Jules up on the stage. This is quite the story today. We went from being a duck to now a knight in shiny armor, and I'm getting myself all spiffied up to go see Jill.
Mm-hmm.
And
Jill on stage, that is a
Yeah.
story. Those of you who don't know me that well, I'm more likely to be behind the stage, behind the curtains than on the stage. So I like this.
Yes. Up there with her screenplay. She's got her sheet of paper. And let me tell you a story about this. Yeah. Jill puts her robe on. It's a fine looking robe, mind you. It's very gorgeous. It's got beautiful jewels on it. It's just gorgeous. And she's got her robe on. And she's going to tell us all a story. But as she starts, she stops. Hmm. And she's standing up there. She almost looked a little too serious. And we're all like, oh. It's like she's going to drop the truth bomb on us.
And then she stopped.
And we're all waiting. It's like we thought we were coming to this big gallery of this entertaining philosophizing. As I'm looking around the room, it is quite the crowd of energy that you have brought in, by the way. You have brought in the kings and the queens. You brought in the elites. I call them the elites, the ones with the crowns, okay? You've brought in, I'm going to call them the peasants. You brought in the ducks. I see the ducks. You got some cows in there. You have brought in everybody in between all around. You have brought in quite a show.
Nice.
Yes.
And you know what?
Mhm.
We are going to drop that truth bomb next week.
You are.
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
All right.
You are standing on that stage and you're ready to entertain.
Well, we got to do it next week.
Uh-huh.
You're going to have to tune in next week to see where
do.
we're going to go with this. Oh, wow.
Oh,
This is going to be so fun. So just to wrap this up, this was a great story. It was 80-20. It was a lot about calming some chaos and getting to see the show you really want to see, regardless of whether you're a duck, a king, a cow, or a peasant, or anything in between.
everybody wants to see this. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, tune in.
Next time we will drop that truth bomb.
I'm telling you, it ain't gonna be the shit either.
No duck shit involved. All right, that's all for today, everyone. Thanks for listening.
Oh,
Kim and
you.
Jill with one harmonic hole.